All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on America Talks Live. 877 Newsmax is the number. Stacy Washington, host of Stacy on the Right Show. Jane Velez Mitchell, founder of JaneUnchained.com. New York Times bestselling author of Attic Nation, An Intervention for America. And before we went to break, Stacy, you were going to respond one last time on this issue of the women, the Trump women versus the Clinton women, and the reaction by the media and the left to the accusations.
You know, it's just convenient. And so most of these accusers, they're outside of the statute of limitations for prosecution. So all they can do is trumpet the story. Now, do you remember Herman Cain?
Because Absolutely. Happened to him, too.
They did the same thing to him. And so I've been pointing out on Facebook and online social media and on my syndicated radio show that this is absolutely in the playbook of the left. If they can't beat you on policy positions, if they can't defend things that they've said or done on the legislative side, like Hillary Clinton, her record is abysmal, then what they do is they trot out a bunch of women who are affiliated with the campaign. Most of these women are openly saying that they support Hillary Clinton for president, and they're going to defame and smear Donald Trump's reputation and try to make the American people focus on this issue instead of what really matters. Because Bill Clinton proved that he could preside over a fantastic economy while he was getting humidor cigar service under the Resolute desk. So if we didn't care when he did it, we shouldn't care now when we're electing someone who will either take our guns or leave them, give us religious freedom or take it, like Hillary Clinton. She hates religious people and she wants to take our religious freedom away. And there's the foreign policy issue. At least Donald Trump understands that we need to protect the homeland. Hillary Clinton doesn't give a crap about Americans because she has a Secret Service. So the choice is clear.
All right, let's get to a few phone calls, ladies, and then we'll come back. And I want to throw in the attack in North Carolina at the Republican headquarters there and some of the media response to it. But let's go to our first caller at 877 Newsmax, Corey from Massapequa, New York, who I said if you call Monday, you'll be the first caller. And I'm glad you did, Corey. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, what can we do for you, sir?
Who am I speaking with?
This is Steve Malzberg.
Oh, hi, Steve. I just spoke with Mike, and I just ran down exactly what I was going to ask. You want me to repeat it?
You just did what?
I just spoke with somebody from the studio named Mike.
Yeah. Well, Mike is the executive producer. He answers the phones. He tells you stand by. You're going to be on with Steve, and here you are. So let me know. What do you want to talk about? All right, Corey. I'm sorry. Try get a little more organized next time and call back. Okay. Lee is in Buckeye, Arizona. Hello, Lee.
Hi, Steve. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for weighing in. Appreciate it.
Well, I just wanted to make a few comments here with Stacy and Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy is 100% correct.
Well, you could tell her that. She's here. Go ahead.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi.
I do not believe that it should matter what Donald Trump has done or said. I don't like it. I think it's a terrible thing for him to have done, but I'm not inviting him over to my house for dinner. I'm voting for him for the President of the United States. Let's get on to see what he can do for the country.
You're so right. I agree with you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, my dear, but that is truly scary. It's somebody you wouldn't invite into your home for dinner. You'd like to see him as the most powerful person in the world. Somebody who is clearly delusional now, saying that the entire election is rigged. Oh, who is it? Is it me? Is it Saturday Night Live? Is it the women who accused him? The pollsters at the polling booths? We all got together yesterday for coffee and said, let's rig this election. It's delusional. It doesn't even have any connection to reality. That's not how it works. And yet this is what this man is doing.
There is some voter fraud
Let me
going on.
finish my sentence for a second, Stacy. Somebody who is willing to say that he has lost before he's even lost. How pathetic is that? How would he stand up against a tough leader like Putin or the North Korean leader when he's already admitted defeat before the election day?
All right. So first of all, Lee, I thank you, Lee, very much for weighing in. Thank you. I thank you for calling. You started a good conversation. You know, I think when Donald Trump says that it's rigged, he's mostly talking about the media. being in cahoots. That's what he's talking about. And the emails show the cooperation, the coordination between the New York Times, CNBC reporters, and other reporters all over the media at Univision. I mean, it is rigged from that standpoint, is it not, Stacy? Wait, let Stacy go.
Yeah, it is. And there's even something more important that I noticed CNN and all these other big outlets are not talking about, and that is that we are now uncovering through the hard work of Project Veritas and James O'Keefe, undercover videos showing Democrat elected officials and people who preside over the elections in New York City and other places across the country admitting that in certain neighborhoods, people are picked up on a bus and driven around from polling place to polling place to vote.
So racist, Stacy.
It's what?
Oh, here we go again. Oh my gosh. Don't you dare, Jane. Don't do it. Don't call me a racist on television. You've got this big problem with me. You think you can say whatever you want to me. You think you can call me a racist when in reality, you're probably the one who has a problem with black people, not me.
In-person voter fraud. 31
Doesn't matter.
millions
Doesn't matter what you say at this point because you brought up the racism angle and it's so tired.
Jane,
Who actually wants to talk about race?
Jane, let me tell you, we're having James O'Keefe on this week. That video exists. New York State Democratic Party, they're talking about voter fraud, busing people around to vote in various polling places. So a black woman, Stacy Washington, talks about it, and you say it's racist to talk about what was said?
Yes, that Donald Trump and his supporters have suggested that illegal immigrants are going to be bussed across the border to vote. All of this is
I didn't hear her
nonsense.
say Mexican illegal
I
immigrants.
didn't say anything about that. No.
Fantasy.
Steve, can I respond
Yeah,
to
go ahead, Stacy.
People to vote once.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem that we have. There's this dog whistle that the Democrats like to use, and it's racism. And what they do is they use black people like a billy club. They use us without paying. It's like prostitution, but not as good because at least prostitutes get paid. And they use blacks, and they say blacks can't get voter ID. Although blacks they can cash checks, they can rent hotel rooms, they can buy alcohol, they can go to the doctor, they can get jobs, all of which require ID, but we can't get IDs to vote. So they prostitute blacks out by saying that blacks can't get IDs, therefore voter ID is racist, when in reality, voter ID is to protect the votes of every American, regardless of their race, because one citizen, one vote means all of us are equal. So whenever it's brought up, especially now, you have Jane Velez Mitchell using the word racism against me, a black woman, when the conversation has nothing to do with race. This is not about disenfranchisement. It's about ensuring the integrity of the United States citizens, one citizen, one vote. For you to bring up racism is, again, a really tired, minimizing tactic that I will not permit. I'm not a racist. Neither are you. I would hope you would admit to that you're not a racist. And so racism does not belong in this conversation.
Trump was the one who brought race into this
You
election
did.
from
You
day
brought
one.
it
He
up
went
just
down
now.
that escalator and
You
said,
brought
all
it up.
Mexicans are rapists, or words to that
Stop
effect.
bringing it
Who
up,
turned out to
Jane.
be the real sexual pervert?
Stop
That's called
bringing it
reaction
up.
formation. And
Stop
now
bringing up
this
race.
nut job that is...
All right, ladies. I want to. We got 2.5 minutes left. Let's go to a neutral corner with Thomas from Farmington Hills in Michigan. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Steve. Long time.
Yes, how are you, sir?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Good. What can we do for you here?
About Trump and the airplane incident, I agree with you. Something's not right. First, I don't understand why the woman apparently waited until after Trump went low before she went high, standing up and removing herself from the situation. Second, perhaps there were no witnesses at the time while she was virtually being gang raped by one man, the six-armed man named Trump, right?
Well, she called him an octopus with his arms. Yes, I don't know. She never claimed she was raped, and I don't want to throw terminology like that around. But Thomas, if anybody is attacked or against their will or sexually put upon against their will, as I've made clear over and over, it is a crime, and whoever did it should go to jail. But 35 years later, to claim when there were no witnesses on an airplane that this guy was all over you, and then to say in the same breath, if only he kept, touching my breasts, basically, I probably would have been okay with it. I mean, so some sexual assault on a plane from a stranger to her is okay? Then what is she doing on TV as an accuser? I mean, I don't get this.
I wanted to ask you, though, why she also apparently didn't cry out for any help We don't have anything about her saying, is there an air marshal on board, a pilot, a stewardess, a passenger, anyone? Help me, help me.
I don't know. Thomas, you make good points. You make good points. Thank you for the call, sir. All right, ladies, I appreciate both of you coming on. It's certainly lively. I'm not happy that it turned into what it turned into. I don't think race entered into it at all. We quoted from an election official, Democratic Party official who was bragging or talking about what takes place. I didn't hear the word race or black or Mexican or anybody, but that it is what it is. I got to go. Stacy Washington and Jane Velez Mitchell, I thank you both for coming on. All right, folks, we will be back. We have John Zogby to talk about where we are. Where are we? I know where I am. And then Gimme 5 as well with Mike Pence featured in this one. So don't you go away.